bad guys or just like, the returns counter at Macy's.
Yeah. Why didn't that guy just jump in the river?
The Hulk?
Yeah.
I mean, he's like shot himself off into space.
Oh.
Yeah. If he just jumped in the river, he'd come back out.
No. The man, when he's the man. Dr. Jekyll.
No, Dr. Bruce Banner.
Okay.
He would, because, right before he would die, he'd be like, oh, I'm dying. Oh, boy, that really boils my blood. And then he turned into the Hulk and be fine.
Until he dies the Hulk. So they just had to
There are times where the Hulk, Bruce Banner, shot himself in the head, and then the Hulk has spit out the bullet.
Wow. So the premise there is that everybody dies angry.
Yeah.
If you die, you're just like, fuck this.
Well, that's how I imagine.
Dying, what a raw deal.
Yeah, no, I imagine that my dying thought is going to be, this is bullshit.
I don't know. Maybe it's like, ooh.
Thrown off a roller coaster.
I deserved this.
Soaring through the air. Thinking, this is a load of shit.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. So yeah, then he becomes like a Wolverine. He becomes the Wolverine.
So who named him Wolverine?
I forget, but I think it's mostly because he didn't really know who he was. He didn't really have much memory, and people were like, "You're like a goddamn Wolverine." And he was like, "All right."
And did he go? In what way?
No, he probably.
In what way am I like a Wolverine? Because to my eye, there's nothing Wolverine-like about me at all.
No, I bet he was like, "Oh, I could see that."
Oh, on account of my metal bones and
no, the fact that I have claws.
Everything has claws.
If there were no, not everything has claws. I've told you that multiple times. And if there were two men, like let's say he was joining like a fraternity or something.
Okay.
And they were like, all right, we're gonna introduce you to all the guys. This is Bozo, and then this is Lucky Larry.
Okay.
And this is Wolverine. And be like, oh, why is his name Wolverine? My name's they call me Wolverine. They probably be like, oh, we already got Wolverine. He'd probably be like, oh yeah, well, does your Wolverine have claws? And then the claws would come out and they'd be like, well, no, I guess, yeah.
But I have sharp teeth.
Oh, the other Wolverine?
Yeah, and
the original
I have
Wolverine?
hair all over me and I'm tiny like a Wolverine.
But so's
I'm
Wolverine.
vicious.
So's Logan.
He's not vicious.
Oh, he's vicious as AF. As AF.
Wow.
Yeah. He's super vicious, Tim. He gets the berserker rage. And then look out, buddy, because, boy, he's going to be hacking and slashing.
Okay. So Professor X finds him at this fraternity house.
Uh-huh.
And is like...
Well, first he gets the wrong Wolverine, just the guy with the sharp teeth.
Yeah, which, listen,
Uh-huh.
I bet that guy could do some damage.
Any other day of the week, sure.
Yeah.
But, he's not X-Men material.
He's not a mutant.
No.
So a mutant...
Mm-hmm.
So all right. So is Wolverine the first X-Man?
No.
Okay. Is Wolverine the second X-Man?
No. Wolverine didn't come actually till like much later.
All right.
Not much later, but like 10 years later or so. And he wasn't an X-Man at first.
Was he a villain?
I told you he was a villain.
No, against the X-Men.
No. I mean, at times he has been, but for the most part, but he's always been like kind of reluctant about the X-Men, because he's like a, rough and gruff Canadian. Yeah. But then he caught a look at Jean Grey and was like, hubba hubba. Boy, maybe I would like to join these X-Men.
Who's Jean Grey?
Jean Grey is, she's another character.
Is she a mutant?
She's a mutant. She has psychic abilities.
Oh, psychic.
Yeah. But here's the rub. She's dating Cyclops. And Cyclops is like, hey, get out of here, buddy. The woman's spoken for.
Yeah, that's fine. I think Jean Grey could stick up for herself, too. I'm just saying, Tom.
I think, that's what Wolverine said. He was like, I think the lady can speak for herself.
Wait, hold on.
What?
So, the only reason Wolverine joined the X-Men is because he wanted to kiss a lady?
No, he's kissed ladies.
With this one specific lady? The psychic lady?
It's not the only reason, but it was like a nice, sweeten the deal.
Who's the lady? Who plays the lady in the movies?
Oh, what's her name? You'd know her. She was a model.
Rebecca Romaine
No,
Stamos?
not Rebecca Romaine Stamos. She doesn't have the Stamos on there anymore. Update your Rolodex.
Vendela?
Vendela? Oh my God, what is her name?
Tawny Katane?
No, it's not. All right, we're not going to keep guessing. I'll look up her name during the break. So anyway, he was just, and beyond that,
He's a pervert.
No, because she was kind to him. He fell in love with her, Tim. He wasn't just like,
that's not
boy,
how
I'd like to get laid.
Well, that's
by
not
that
how you
woman.
characterized it earlier.
I just said hubba hubba.
Yeah, which implied that it was just
Yeah, and let me finish. He
Famke Janssen.
Yes. He said, hubba hubba, what a personality.
I see. Okay.
So, but, Cyclops was like, get out of here. But he was like, no way, bub.
Okay. So Cyclops' power is he has one eye.
No, he can shoot lasers out of both of his eyes.
But his name is Cyclops?
Because he's got to wear a visor, and that visor, for whatever reason, puts it just out in one beam. I don't think that's ever been explained why it had to be that way. Why they couldn't have...
You have to explain everything, Tom.
Well,
Leave a little to the
comments.
imagination. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's what's ruining culture. Can't leave anything to the imagination.
Well, I mean, Cyclops is a way better character name than Two Eyes.
Depends.
Look out, Two Eyes is here.
Two Eyes.
And he's looking at us.
Two Eyes McGee is a good one if his last name's McGee.
It's not McGee, it's Summers.
Two Eyes Summers. That doesn't
Then that sounds just like romantic.
Yeah. Ooh.
Like,
why not just Mr. Summers?
That's not a threatening name. Oh no, the X-Men are here. Nightcrawler, Wolverine, Colossus, and Mr. Summers.
Yeah, I don't know. It's, because then you're like, it catches people off guard. You're like, Mr. Summers, he's got nothing. And then bam, a single laser beam out of his eyes.
Well, you'd probably notice that he's wearing a fucking laser visor. Like, it's not very discreet.
Is the visor made out of lasers?
No, but it's pretty futuristic looking.
Okay.
It is not discreet. You could not get away with this.
Well, then maybe he doesn't need a badass name if he's got a badass visor, Tom. Maybe less is more sometimes.
Well, look, he didn't want to be left out. Everybody else got cool names.
All right. So what else do I need to know? We're running low on time. What else do I need to know about the Wolverine? All right. So we've established he's not a werewolf.
Right.
He's ageless, kind of.
Mm-hmm. Just like Dick Clark.
Just like Dick Clark. You
don't hear much from Dick Clark lately.
Tom, you made a face after saying that. Like, oh no, they're really going to kill me.
Oh boy, we're going to get letters. I can tell. I got a few quick facts about Wolverine for you, Tim. First off, this one, they don't really talk it. This was in like the first movie, but they don't focus on it as much in the later movies. He's got a great sniffer. He's got a great sense of smell.
Okay, like better than a human?
Yeah,
or just
like an animal.
like a human with a good sense of smell?
No. Like a
so
mutant sense of
now
smell.
he's seeming more like a Wolverine.
Right. Yeah, exactly, Tim. That's why he got the name.
Okay.
One of the reasons.
Well, because he smelled real good? Because you didn't didn't freaking mention that earlier.
He doesn't necessarily smell good.
No. He smells well. He's good at smelling.
Yes, he's good at smelling.
Yeah, you didn't mention that.
But
when I asked why he was named
doesn't-
Wolverine, you didn't mention his heightened sense of smell.
But he doesn't necessarily smell well.
Yeah.
Because he's like in the woods a lot. So
No.
He
He
smells
smells
like shit, to be honest with you.
he
He smokes
smells-
cigars all the time.
He doesn't smell good,
Smells
but
like
he smells
BO and
well.
cigar smoke. See, he's very good at smelling. But, I guess that's not like a real, interesting thing to put in movies. So
Right.
there are very few scenes where he's just going, what's that?
Yeah.
So that's one. Number two, Tim, if you want to kill him, you can drown him.
But he'll
And
fight back with his metal bones.
Yeah. But you might have the advantage because here's something you didn't think about. He's got those metal bones, sinks like a goddamn rock.
Mm.
So if you want to get him, he's dead now in the comics, by the way.
Really?
He's suffocated to death.
Where?
At
Florida?
In Florida, he was at a dry cleaner's and he put one of the bags over his
Wow.
Yeah. They told him to stop playing with it. That wasn't a toy. But
Oh, man, it was an accident.
It was an accident, total accident.
Wow.
But they say it was an accident, but his pants were around his ankles when they found him. So anyway, he can be drowned. He's not very buoyant.
All right.
So keep that in mind if you ever come across him. He once told Jean Grey. Now keep in mind he's trying to impress her.
Yeah. Okay.
He's got the hots for her. That he survived for 6 months under a glacier by eating strips of his own arm. And then the healing in the arm would just grow back.
It's gross.
That's super gross, and it also doesn't make sense.
It does make sense. Why not?
Because where'd the energy to grow that arm back come from?
The arm itself.
No.
Ironic, huh?
If you're growing shit back, you got to be eating a lot.
You don't know how much energy it takes to regenerate.
I have an idea, and it'd take a lot.
You don't know, Tom.
Tim,
you don't
I know
know
a lot about lizards.
I don't think
I've been telling you this.
You seem like a guy that wants to know a lot about lizards, but does not know a lot about lizards.
I know a lot about lizards, Tim. I got a lot of hot rocks in my apartment right now.
Go on.
So that was another one. And then another one is that he carries a medical card saying that he's a war veteran who has a metal plate in his head. And that
False valor.
Yeah, the original case of false valor.
Wow.
I mean, in fairness, he fought in like every war from like the Civil War on.
Oh, so he was a veteran.
Right, but you can't be like, oh, here's my card. It says I'm a veteran of the Civil War.
If I couldn't die.
Yeah, well, I think that's I
probably wouldn't either.
He wasn't looking to be a hero. He was just like, I'll do my part.
He fought for the South.
No, he didn't fight for the South. He's from Canada.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
He's from further
they
north.
shouldn't have let him anywhere near the Civil War. Not your fight, buddy.
I think by then he had emigrated.
Okay.
But he's
to the South.
But to the
He's
South.
like, I love these Jim Crow laws.
Yeah. But he's got a card so he doesn't have to go through the metal detector at airports because, that'd be a big problem.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So he's got the card. So they just give him a pat.
Hold on.
They just give him a pat down, I think.
No, that's not what they do, Tom.
What? Yeah, they give him a pat down
At
if you
the
got
airport,
metal in your
though?
head.
No, but what they do is they go, okay, so we'll go with you instead of the whole body thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna wand your head to make sure that the plate's there.
Okay.
And then we're gonna do the rest of your body to make sure that you don't have a gun on you.
No, they just pat you down.
That's not what happens. I've seen it, Tom.
Well, maybe he tells him he has a pacemaker, too.
Well, that has nothing to do with the veterans card fact that you alluded to earlier.
Well, that's just one thing. And then later he's like, oh, I also have a pacemaker. You can't use the wand. He's a real dick. He waits until they've got the wand out and everything.
So you don't even need the fake veterans card. He just enjoys false valor.
Look, to be honest, Tim, he's got like the X-Men jet. What the hell is it called? Blackhawk, I think, something like that. He doesn't even need. He rarely flies commercial.
Okay.
So it's not a big deal.
All right. Well, you're the one who brought it up, Tom.
And look, I'm talking about Tim. Were they wanding him when he was flying in like the 50s?
Maybe.
No.
Why not?
They didn't have metal detectors back then.
In the 50s?
No.
Sure they did.
Yeah, for beachcombers looking for treasures on the beach.
Yeah, and then on the weekends they'd volunteer down at the airport.
Wand people's heads.
Yeah.
Do you want to know some of his nicknames, Tim?
Logan. The Wolverine. How come they didn't make a movie called The Wolverine?
They did. That was the last one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You idiot.
That's what they do. You know what? You know when they do that, Tom?
What?
When you know that it's finally serious.
Yeah.
Like
when
they're going to come out with this movie, The Batman.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's how you know it's serious.
Yeah, this isn't for kids.
Here's some of his nicknames, Tim. Runt.